In this video, we're going to talk about how to properly model the 4 different part files for your Automata box. So you're going to have to go ahead and model 1 for the front, 2 for the bottom, 3 for the top, and then 4 for the sides. Now you only need one of the sides because both of those are identical. The top and the bottom are different because we're going to be adding in holes for our followers to go through. Now we're going to change some of the rules here a little bit. I've always told you to start with a front view when modeling a part. So that's going to work for the front piece because you're going to go ahead and do a new part file, English standard inch IPT. Remember, follow our same procedures. First thing you should do is a save as into the new folder for this project that I told you about in class. And again, you're going to start a 2D sketch, and for the front, it's fine. It's exactly what I've taught you. Start on the XY plane, draw your rectangle, type in your sizes, whatever it is. You'll dimension it, should be fully constrained, and you'll extrude it, the 0.25 like it says, and then the front's done. So that's all the same, but the difference is when you go to the other parts. So for example, let's talk about, let's say, the bottom. Let's go to the bottom piece. So at the bottom, when you go to start that part file, let me close this. You're going to do a new standard inch IPT create, but you're not going to start on the front XY plane for this one. We want that to be orientated in the way that it is right now for the assembly. So what we're trying to do is think ahead and model this thing in the orientation that it needs to be in. We don't want that bottom piece standing up like the front. We want it, laying down flat for the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and start in the top view, which is this plane. So I'm going to click on the XZ. Now notice when I clicked on that, the view cube is sideways, so I'm going to just rotate here. And again, I'm going to use the rectangle. And then now I can type in the dimensions for the bottom piece. So I'll let you type that in. You would finish. Notice the way it's orientated. And then when you go to extrude, look, it's orientated in the correct, what do we got, 0.25 for my thickness. I know that's not the right sizes, but I just want you to see the orientation. So by starting in that top view, it's now already orientated correctly and ready for my assembly. You would do the exact same thing for the top. You would start in that top view, draw the dimensions, extrude it, and then later on we'll come back in a future video and add holes. For the side pieces, you're going to do a file new, standard inch IPT, create, but this time, which plane are you going to start on to do the side view? Well, we're going to start on this plane because that's the way we want it orientated. Again, drawing your rectangle, always start at 0, 0. You're typing in those dimensions. I'm just skipping that step for right now to show you really quickly. And then when you extrude, your 0.25. Whoops, did I not type that in right? Yeah, I did. So it's 0.25, and then look at the way that is orientated. And then you'll have to add in your hole, which I explained to you in the next video as well. So I just wanted to talk about proper modeling technique to make sure that the parts are orientated correctly and ready for the assembly. So a little bit of a change in a rule for this when we're talking about running into assemblies. We're going to start drawing different objects in different planes to get them orientated correctly right off the bat. So when you're done modeling, you should have 4 parts saved in your new folder for this project. And that's it.